Hello, we're looking at section 3.48 from section 3.8. They want us to find dy dx for y defined implicitly by this equation 4x to the fifth plus tangent y is equal to y squared plus 5x. So let's write that down. We have 4x to the fifth plus tan y is equal to y squared plus 5x. Now the idea is to just take the derivative of the whole thing, and we'll say this is our step to do dy dx, and we're going to do the dy dx on both sides of the equation. So wherever we see an x, we just do the derivative regularly, but wherever we see a y, we have to use the chain rule and think about taking the derivative with respect to y after we do the regular derivative. All right, so let's see how that goes. The derivative of this is going to be 20x to the fourth plus, so there's a y here, so the derivative of tangent is secant squared of y, whatever is inside, and here we have to tack on the dy dx. And some people use y prime, but y prime sometimes looks a lot like the regular y, so let's keep that separate. And then the right hand side is going to be 2y times, again, the derivative of y, so that's dy dx. And then the derivative of 5x is just going to be 5, so we'll add on a 5 there. All right, there we go. Now our task is to solve for dy dx, so we basically want to collect the terms that have dy dx and move it to one side, and then the terms without the dy dx we'll move to the opposite side, and then we'll factor out. So we have a secant of y times dy dx. And then this was on the right hand side, we'll bring it over to the left, so that'll be a minus 2y dy dx is equal to the 5 stays here, and the 20x to the fourth will have a minus. All right, so now that we have dy dx's, every single term has a dy dx there, so we can factor it out. We're going to get secant of y minus 2y, factor out dy dx is equal to 5 minus 20x to the fourth. And we simply divide by this to get dy dx by itself. So then dy dx is going to equal to 5 minus 20x to the fourth divided by secant of y minus 2y in the denominator. Okay, and that's it. So just follow the algorithm. It's pretty straightforward. Just be careful whenever you see a y, think about the chain rule and tacking on a dy dx. Okay, good luck.